For centuries, people have searched for the ruins of a lost civilization in the most unlikely corners of the globe. This search spans from the limestone formations of the Caribbean to a massive, perfectly circular geological feature embedded in the sands of the Sahara Desert. This global search originated with a single man. Around 360 BC, the Greek philosopher Plato introduced the story of Atlantis in his dialogues, providing the only source for the legend that would persist for millennia. Plato described the city not as a historical record, but as a political allegory. He intended it to be a cautionary tale for the citizens of Athens, illustrating how extreme wealth and imperial ambition lead to inevitable ruin. While the city itself was a philosophical tool, the story survived because it resonated with a reality the ancient world knew well: the capacity for the earth to suddenly and violently change. Plato claimed the account came from Egyptian priests who spoke to the lawmaker Selon. These priests argued that the Greeks had forgotten their own history because their ancestors were repeatedly decimated by catastrophic floods and fires. The priests provided a detailed layout of the capital. It was a massive, highly engineered island kingdom, characterized by 3 concentric rings of land and water, protected by monumental walls plated in brass and tin. The end of this empire was abrupt. Plato writes that in a single day and night of misfortune, violent earthquakes and floods struck, causing the island to vanish into the depths of the sea. These specific details, the rings, the immense scale, and the sudden sinking, became the criteria modern researchers use to identify natural geological formations as the remains of Plato's city. Plato likely drew inspiration from events he witnessed. In 373 BC, a massive earthquake and tsunami obliterated the Greek city of Helike. The ground gave way, instantly sinking the metropolis. Helike is one of many tragic instances where thriving centers of trade and culture have been lost to the ocean. Submerged ruins across the globe remind us that coastal civilizations can vanish into the deep. This often happens through soil liquefaction. During intense earthquakes, saturated soil loses its strength and behaves like a liquid. This occurred in 1692 in Port Royal, Jamaica, when the ground effectively turned to water, swallowing entire streets in seconds. The single most significant event that may have informed Plato's writing was the volcanic eruption of Santorini around 1600 BC. The resulting tsunamis devastated the Minoan civilization on Crete, an advanced maritime society that possessed the multi-story buildings Plato later described. By combining these real geological disasters into a single narrative, Plato created a composite image of destruction that felt authentic to his audience. Guided by Plato's statement that Atlantis lay in the Atlantic, scuba divers in 1968 discovered what appeared to be a paved road of rectangular limestone blocks off the coast of Bimini in the Bahamas. The discovery gained widespread attention because it matched a prediction by Edgar Cayce. The American scientist had claimed years earlier that the ruins of Atlantis would be found in that specific area during the late 1960s. Geologists later determined that the Bimini Road is a natural rock formation. These blocks are composed of beach rock, a type of limestone that forms in coastal environments. As the shoreline changes, the rock is subjected to erosion and stress, causing it to fracture into the uniform, rectangular shapes that can easily be mistaken for human masonry. This site demonstrates our tendency to seek out patterns that support a desired conclusion, often overlooking the scientific evidence of how the Earth's surface actually forms. Today, attention has shifted to the reshot structure, or the Eye of the Sahara. From space, this 40-kilometer-wide feature in Mauritania displays the exact concentric ring pattern described by Plato. In 2018, the structure became the subject of intense speculation after researchers highlighted how its dimensions and surroundings aligned with Plato's descriptions of the Atlantean capital. Analysis reveals a subterranean origin, a magmatic dome pushed up by molten rock. Over millions of years, wind and water sculpted the rings. During Plato's time, it was a high-elevation geological feature, not an island, with no evidence of human settlement. The structure is a reminder that the natural world can produce geometric patterns so precise they appear to be the result of human design. While the rings of the reshot do not contain the palaces of a lost empire, they do hold evidence of a different, documented transformation of the African continent. Archaeologists have found Acheulean stone tools throughout the region. These hand axes were used by early human ancestors who lived in this area hundreds of thousands of years ago. These tools exist because the Sahara was once a massive ecosystem of lakes, rivers, and grasslands. 10,000 years ago, this region supported a wide variety of wildlife and human populations. When the climate shifted, the rain stopped and the lakes evaporated. The expanding desert buried this entire environment under the sand, erasing a vibrant world that actually existed. The Sahara itself is the lost world. Its disappearance was caused by the slow, relentless movement of the climate, rather than a single day of earthquakes. Plato's Atlantis was designed as a moral lesson about the fragility of power. It was never intended to be found, but it persists because it mirrors the actual history of our planet. The real history found beneath the waves and under the desert sands, cities claimed by the sea and grasslands turned to dust, tells a story of constant, large-scale change. We continue to look for Atlantis because we are drawn to the idea of a hidden past. But the documented history of the Earth and its capacity for transformation is as compelling as any legend.